Hello, everyone, and welcome to a slightly early start to the Lords of the Night because we have Squeedus on camera, and I just couldn't resist not immortalizing the presence of the small one on the show.
Uh-oh, there's the echo. Hold on.
Yeah, well, she's all into it. Oh, look at her. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is Squeedus walking and eating Cheetos and being all cute. Whoa! Losing her balance.
Squeedus vision.
Squeedus vision. So, yeah, don't worry, guys. For those of you who are here or just joining us, we won't start proper the show until the top of the hour, but I just want to get a few minutes in of Squeedus vision. Yeah, wave. Hello, all.
Oh, she's so cute.
Yes, she is. Almost a year old. Let's see, what's her birthday again? The
24th.
24th. Oh my gosh. I can't believe a year's almost passed. It seems so bizarre, honestly.
She a grown ass baby out here.
Ooh. I know. Whoops. Grown ass baby can't go.
She looked at you like you did that.
They're like, what?
Why'd you distract me? How dare you?
Baby.
Thank you, Your Chaos, My Serenity, for the Dogcat Fox, my hero. Thank you.
Leah. Come here.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. No, I'm running away.
I love you.
Aw.
Yeah.
Oh,
She gone, baby. She left. She said she tired of your stuff. She ain't ever coming back.
Like, where'd she go?
She like, whatever. Yeah. Oh.
Nope.
Oh.
Is you good?
Oh, babies are made of rubber. She's fine.
Yeah. Come here, mommy.
Put yourself up. Ooh. Oh, there she goes.
It's me.
Hi.
Man, like when she hit those turns, it's like, boom.
Like, Oh, whoa. Thank you, Picala, for the communist thumbs up. Appreciate it.
I love when she does that, man. When she makes that face, it's so funny.
It's like, oh my gosh.
That's not candy. Can't eat that one. Thank you. She's like, you're welcome.
Oof. No. Thank you, Blind Press. Hi, sweet girl. Yes, little Squeedus, the sweetest of the sweets. But with that, guys, we're at the top of the hour, which means the start of the show. So, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lords of the Night. With me, as always, is the Lord of Pain, Ranting Monkey.
Hello.
And the Lord of Pennies, Satsu 2 cents.
What up, dope?
And the Lord of Pampers, Squeedus.
Say nom, nom, nom.
And the Lord of Pectorals joining us, your boy, Pat.
I'm back, baby.
What up, dope?
And I'm your host, Scribe Light, the Lord of Punishment, and phones beeping at me because that's what happens at the top of the hour. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Friday. Welcome to the end of the month. Month end. The end of July. Into the beginning of August. Into the beginning of the birth month of Squeedus. Looking forward to that day.
And your boy, Pat.
Oh, is it your birth month as well?
Yeah, the 16th.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you, Cryptic. If I had a womb, I'd want to discharge a baby. That's a very visceral image you've just put us through there. Thank you, Cryptic.
Can I have it? No?
Nope. You are denied. Yes, everyone. Welcome to the show. It's been a busy day for me, but I'll get to me shortly. Satsu, how are you?
Can I have it? I'm good. Trying to get something from her is very difficult. I've had a good day. Nothing really to report. I uploaded a video today that I've been working on, and it feels good to finally get that out of the way. But otherwise, just dealing with this crazy person.
All right. Monkey, how are you?
Sore from yesterday's trip, but happy. Got to see one of the little ones today and had fun with her. So, yeah, good day.
And Pat, how are you?
I had a good day. After I got off of work, I did a live stream and then just relaxed until, it was time to hang out with you guys.
And here you are.
Oh, yeah. It's been a while.
And as for me, it was month-end billing and invoicing and being up really early and doing a bunch of spreadsheet stuff and having to wait for other people to do things so I could do things and get done with my day. And it was a long day. But then I had a comfy nap, which was really nice. Because the temperature was such at the time that it was just like room temperature, but just a little higher, at least in my apartment. And so it was very, very relaxing, And so that was nice for a little while. And then here I am with Squeedus Vision and a whole lot of news today. A whole lot of stuff to talk about. We'll get to that momentarily. Thank you, Connor Johnson. Have you read H.G. Wells' The War of the Worlds? The original? Yes, long time ago. I think in high school. It's a very, very different kind of story. Very somber first-person perspective kind of thing. It sort of reminded me a little bit of H.P. Lovecraft in a way, because it's all very first-person perspective and all. So, but yes, I did. Have you guys ever read the story?
No.
It's very grim, but I guess that was kind of the point. But that aside, Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies, video games. Hit that like button if you have not already. And please share our stuff. All of us have things to share of one form or another. And if you're not familiar with your boy Pat, you can find links to both of his YouTube channels, his regular channel and his live channel in the description, along with his Twitter. So be sure to give him a follow and a subscribe. But with all of that, anything else to mention before we get into the schnooze, guys?
No.
Okay. And with that decree, 3 people charged in Twitter hack that hit Biden and Obama.
Dope.
3 people were charged on Friday for their alleged involvement in a massive Twitter hack earlier this month that took over the accounts of prominent users like Joe Biden, Barack Obama, and Elon Musk and used them to promote a Bitcoin scam. The individuals included Mason Shepard, a 19-year-old from the United Kingdom who went by the moniker Chawan online, Nima Fazeli, a 22-year-old from Orlando, Florida, who went by the alias Rolex, as well as a minor, according to a statement from United States Attorney David Anderson. The minor, 17-year-old Graham Ivan Clark, was arrested on Friday morning in Tampa after an investigation conducted by federal and state investigators. The statement alleged Clark was the, quote, mastermind, unquote. Warren said his office was handling the prosecution because Florida law allows greater flexibility than federal law to charge a minor as an adult in a case like this. Quote, there is a false belief within the criminal hacker community that attacks like the Twitter hack can be perpetuated anonymously and without consequence, Anderson said in a statement. Quote, today's charging announcement demonstrates that the elation of nefarious hacking into secure environment for fun and profit will be short-lived. And no close quote. Yeah, and I saw a little video clip talking about this, and their big hack was social engineering. They figured out somebody's password on something by phishing or by duping somebody, and then got access to something.
I guess we'll have to wait and see, because there were tons of people when this first came out. No, it was somebody on the inside. What were the ages again?
19, 22, and 17.
Oof. That's a
Youngster.
fun
really
time to go wait for grand theft.
Yeah.
Well, good luck in prison, dumbasses.
Let's see.
Was it worth it?
Well, do you want to know what they say is the amount that ended up getting transferred into the Bitcoin scam?
Sure.
So the estimated total of the 415 transfers into the Bitcoin address, $117,457.58.
Yeah,
Damn.
not a small amount.
Well,
That's about what I heard last. So they'd said a 119. So that's almost dead on.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of money. Good luck.
Sucker born every minute, as they say. Let's see. What else do we have going on? Yeah, so this came out of, no pun intended, left field today. Joe Biden narrows down his VP list with Karen Bass emerging as one of several key contenders. And I was like, I honestly had to stop. It's like, who's Karen Bass?
I'm wondering that myself.
Her name. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, it's like, I as I started thinking, I was like, she was on one of like Chris Eliza's lists a long time back or something, right? That's what I was telling myself. And then I was like, but I for the life of me, I have no idea who she is or what she does.
Her name actually came up. Do you remember a little while ago where oh shit. I forget who it was, but in supposedly Biden's campaign, they were talking down Kamala Harris. This is like a week ago.
Okay.
Somebody inside said that she'd been called Biden a racist, so they really didn't want her.
Yeah.
That's when I first saw Bass's name floating.
Huh. Thank you, Eric Peters. Pizza sauce.
Cheese. I don't know what pizza sauce means, but that's what goes on top.
I don't know either. I don't know if I just like said some kind of code word for something.
Yeah, when you say Karen Bass, first thing I'm thinking about the Tiger King woman. I'm like, no, that's Carol Baskin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that's Carol Baskin.
Baskin. Yeah. Thank you. This is Kyle. Hello, chat people, Lawton, Pat, and Squeedus. Hello, Kyle.
Whacked him.
Joe Biden heads into the weekend weighing the biggest decision of his presidential campaign so far. I think it's the only decision of his campaign so far. And people close to the process tell CNN that the former vice president is believed to have now begun to narrow his personal short. Now begun. Only now. Okay. Now begun to narrow his personal short list of potential running mates to a handful of women.
That'd be the women.
I love that phrasing, a handful of women. We got binders full of women. Remember binders full of women? In more than 24 interviews with CNN in recent days, members of Congress, top Democratic donors, Biden allies, and those close to the vice presidential vetting process said California Representative Karen Bass, the 66-year-old chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, has gained real traction in the late stage of the search. Amid
Black
furious... Sorry?
How's that Black Caucus?
Shut
Black
up.
Caucus.
Shut up.
Oh, boy. That's a category on Pornhub, isn't it?
The blackness.
Amid furious last-minute lobbying, well, it would have to be, wouldn't it? We're at the end of frickin' July. And speculation about Biden's historic decision, California Senator Kamala Harris and Susan Rice, Barack Obama's former national security advisor, are also believed to be among the most serious contenders. The search continues to be conducted under extreme secrecy, with even many top campaign advisors in the dark about the vetting process. Oh, that's wise. Several additional women have also gone through extensive examination by the Biden team, including Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren, Florida Representative Val Demings, and Illinois Senator Tammy Duckworth. Others, including Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, and New Mexico Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham, have also received various levels of scrutiny by the vetting team. Biden's team has yet to tell any of the women they've considered in earnest for the vice presidential role that they are officially out of the running, people familiar with the process said, with one source saying 11 women are still formally being considered. 11 possibilities at the end of July. Okay.
Remember, told us we'd know at the beginning of August. No actual date, no time frame, but beginning of August they're supposed to know, with the convention coming up on what, the 17th?
I estimate it'll be a Tuesday. This coming Tuesday will be the official announcement, whatever it is. And if it's not this Tuesday, it will be a Tuesday, because Tuesday is usually the day you announce something. You get past the weekend to Monday and the Monday doldrums, and then you get everybody's attention on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Bass's new emergence as one of the top contenders has been propelled by intensive lobbying on her behalf by some of her colleagues in the House, including influential California Democrats and top donors. Her star has risen after Speaker Nancy Pelosi recommended weeks ago that Bass should not be overlooked. Okay. They've reached out to members of Biden's inner circle in recent weeks, making an impassioned case for why the Congresswoman should not be overlooked in the search process. Her backers have painted her as a universally liked and respected member of the House, a team player with experience working with Republicans and leading a state legislature, an African-American woman with a compelling biography rooted in humble beginnings, and notably a safe political choice who would not rock the boat.
Rock the boat.
Okay, here's this is my only consideration, since I'm not, if I were to vote for Biden, which I'm not, but if I were just your average, like, middle of the road thinking voter, I don't know this person at all, and I wouldn't want to risk having an absolute unknown running the White House, because if you're not considering Biden's mental and physical condition, you're voting for a dream, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You're voting for the vice presidential candidate more so than you're voting for Biden in the coming election, in my opinion.
Yeah, because I feel like whoever he chooses for VP, if he wins, that's going to be the president right there.
Point curation, thank you so much. But is she gay? I don't know anything about this lady. Everything I know about this lady, I think I just read in this article. So, okay.
Yeah. All I know about her is she leads the Black Congressional Caucus. I understand what you're saying there, Scribbles.
Mm-hmm.
But for the Biden campaign, she is the one that has the least baggage. She fits their only qualifications, Black and female.
Yeah.
It has to be of color and female, so Black and female qualifies.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody like Harris, she has the baggage from when she was a prosecutor, plus calling Joe a racist. All of them have negatives, so going with somebody no one's heard of before might actually be a good thing.
Well, I understand the pragmatism of the selection if they decide to go with her, because she's safe, right? Say no baggage, but also she doesn't overshadow Biden's name.
At all.
Yeah, at all, because there's no contention there. There's no history like Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren. Yeah, I mean, she has the advantage for the Biden campaign of, like you say, filling all the requirements, but not topping the bill, so to speak. All the same, like I say, as a voter looking at it, it doesn't instill me with any more confidence in the Biden campaign overall, I guess. But we'll supposedly see in the coming days, because they're still looking at 11 people. Anyway, I still think Tulsi Gabbard would have been a good choice.
Oh, no way they'd do that. She's a
Tulsi
Bernie
has that
supporter.
wrong thing.
Oh no, I know they never do it. I just think she would have been a good choice.
Man, 11 individuals with cervixes.
Oh, hey,
Yes.
wait now, hold on. There's a distinction. We'll get to that. That's internet fucketry time. We'll get to that. But that's a distinction we have to keep in mind. There's a distinction now, apparently, thanks to CNN. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, let's talk about the future of Chaz.
You mean the non-existent, no longer?
Oh no! I'm talking about expansion.
Oh.
Seattle Council discusses proposals and possible timeline for cuts to police budget. Seattle Council members are introducing a series of amendments to the city's budget during a committee meeting on Friday, aiming to set a timeline over the next year plus for cutting funding for the police department and redirecting it to social services. A large portion of the proposed amendments are co-sponsored by council members Lorena Gonzalez, Lisa Herbold, Tammy Morales, and Teresa Mosqueda. A collection of others are sponsored solely by council member Kashama Sawant, who laid out her own proposal for cutting 50% of the police department's remaining 2020 budget on Thursday. The amendments from Gonzalez, Herbold, Morales, and Mosqueda called for reductions to several SPD programs, including the Mounted Unit, Community Outreach, School Resource Officers, Public Affairs, Homeland Security, Harbor Patrol, SWAT, the Navigation Team, whatever that is, Recruitment and Retention, and Travel. Another proposed amendment lays out a, quote, policy intent to reduce the overall size of the city's sworn police force, unquote, asking SPD to immediately issue layoff notices for 32 recruits or sworn full-time officers. That amendment also asks the city's Public Safety Civil Service Commission to, quote, authorize out-of-order layoffs, unquote, in a bid to prioritize laying off officers with histories of, quote, sustained complaints, unquote. SPD Chief Carmen Best has previously estimated that a 50% reduction to SPD's budget would force it to cut 681 of its 755 patrol officers.
681 of its 7. Holy shit! So,
I know.
Good Lord. And they want that many people to cover the entire city. Okay.
Yeah, city of like was 700,000 or something.
So if I'm living in Seattle, man, I'm holding on to my Second Amendment right.
Dude, criminals are fucking rejoicing out there.
Oh like, man, they finna have fun.
Oh yeah, you know how many gangs are gonna move in there? They're gonna be like, dude.
Additionally, council members hope to move control over the Office of Emergency Management and Harbor Patrol from the police department to the fire department, and parking and place parking enforcement under the Department of Transportation. The fire department for Harbor Patrol. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
By November of 2020. So in a couple months, City Council also intends to vote on legislation to remove 911 services from SPD's purview, temporarily place it under an existing civilian-led department, and then eventually stand up a standalone civilian-led 911 service.
This sounds like a gangster's paradise.
Longer term, council members are looking to create, quote, a new civilian-led department that will take a holistic approach to public safety, unquote, by the end of 2021. The goal is to have that department provide social services which have typically been entrusted to police officers. Thank you, Picard, the Driving 8-Man. Looks like smugglers found a new entry point.
Yep.
Quote, the council recognizes that over many years, more social service functions have fallen to police officers because of the defunding of social safety nets, among which are mental health, public housing, healthcare, and education, unquote. A draft resolution from the council reads. Okay, I have no idea how Seattle operates. The police are in charge of public housing? And I mean, that's a rhetorical question. I don't imagine anybody else here knows, but I'm just like, This came up in the Now This video I did not long ago, where they were like, you know, the police should not be responsible for housing and addiction and I was like, or homelessness. Sorry, and I was like, when were the police ever responsible for homelessness or housing?
For homelessness, it's clearing them out.
Yeah,
getting them off the street is the only thing. Move along. You can't sleep here, kind of thing. But not actually taking care. Maybe dropping them off at homeless shelters, kind of thing. Yeah,
but that's not public. Sorry. Thank you, Terry Diamantis. Once Seattle is reduced to a pile of rubble, someone should put up half a statue and engrave, quote, "My name is Durkin, mayor of mayors. Look upon my works, ye mighty, and despair," unquote. Oh boy. Seattle is a experiment in lunacy right now.
I'm very interested, though. I'm very interested to see how it plays out.
My curiosity, my morbid curiosity, especially during Chaz and now. I mean, on a humanitarian, realistic level, this is insane. But on a they're doing what they're going to do level, I'm like, I can't wait to see how this shakes out.
Yeah, like this, I gotta see.
Just to repeat that part, because that was probably the most shocking thing to me. The police chief says that if they actually go through with reducing the budget by 50%, of their 755 patrol officers, they would have to cut 681.
Yeah.
For the entire city of Seattle, that is the only remainder covering police patrol, or just foot patrol, I guess, or just patrol officers.
Yep. And with that, remember that just closing down the one precinct, not even getting rid of the officers from it, just closing down that one precinct, tripled response times.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And how much violence and public destruction and everything else when it went unchecked the entire time.
Well, you had 2 murders there when you hadn't had, what, 1 all year?
Something like that, yeah.
Well, you got to know that the only people who ever commit crimes are, homeless people and people who are have mental problems or issues like that. Nobody commits crime because it's fun or because they want to or because they want to see people suffer. Nobody does. Not a single human being on earth. They all have a legitimate reason that could be helped by social services. So, that's why they're doing this, because bad people don't exist. They're all just really unfortunate people who need our help.
This sounds like a bad Sim City plan, man.
Oh yeah, it's like you turn on all the disasters at once.
Yeah, it's like somebody played Sim City online and they just made this all out right there. Like, yeah, let's test this in real life.
Thank you, Angry Illinoisian. Seattle going to burn worse than Chicago did with that stupid cow. Well, this isn't the mayor. I mean, I don't know how on board the mayor is. This is the city council. This is the council of people for the whole city. I don't know. I'm sure Durkin is on board with it in some capacity. I have to imagine. But either way, it's just insanity. But anyway, as a segue to other housing concerns, a tenant decapitated his landlord with a sword over a rent dispute, Hartford police say.
I heard Sinatra and them talking about this on AAA.
This is insane. A Connecticut man decapitated his landlord with a sword after being told he had to move out because of overdue rent, Hartford police say. The Hartford Police Department responded to a 911 call Saturday morning from the landlord, Victor King, who said that his roommate, Jerry Thompson, 42, had been, quote, waving a sword at him in a threatening and terrorizing manner, unquote, amid a rent dispute, according to an arrest warrant filed by Hartford detectives. King gave officers Thompson's cell phone number, according to the warrant. It did not say if police spoke to Thompson Saturday. The next day, police received calls from a neighbor and then a separate friend of King's who were concerned about his safety. Police entered the residence Sunday afternoon to find a grisly crime scene and King's body, quote, covered by numerous articles of bedding, unquote, on the floor. A medical examiner investigators' preliminary observations, suggested King's injuries were consistent with a large-edged weapon, noting, quote, lacerations to the landlord's right arm, upper chest, and across the neck causing decapitation, unquote. Yes, Squeetus. Surveillance video also caught a male exiting a white Jeep carrying a, quote, long, skinny white object in his right hand, unquote, walking into the residence Saturday afternoon and exiting about 30 minutes later with the same object. When questioned by police, Thompson refused to speak, but wrote on a sheet of paper that the, quote, paper in glove compart in Jeep is all you need, unquote. Once a search warrant was obtained, police found paperwork suggesting Thompson believed he was a, quote, sovereign citizen, unquote.
God damn.
Oh, wow. Or an individual who believes he is not subject to any statutes and interprets the laws in their own way, the detectives wrote. The amount of rent owed and Thompson's employment status were not known. Wow, that is sovereign citizen to the max right there. Oh, Squeetus. Oh, Squeetus. Even Squeetus can turn a decapitation into a cute exchange.
Like blood and gore.
Thank you, Shrouded Angel. At least he doesn't need to pay rent and Gowl. Yeah, no, he'll have 2 hots and a cot for the rest of his life, probably. You know what? Decapitation's not so bad now.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. No, it's fine. Sweeter. Yeah, sovereign citizens, guys. If you don't know about the sovereign citizens, a couple of channels I can recommend: Degeneration Nation, Scam Stingers, Van Balian. You guys look up these things. Sovereign citizens are an amazing subculture. They're both hilarious and frightening at the same time, depending on how you look at it. And this guy is on the frightening spectrum, but man. Thank you, Piccolo. The sickest part of this story is the Twitter replies. Oh, I don't even know.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Oh, the Twitter replies, man. These fools. They're actually celebrating this guy doing this.
Oh,
Probably because of rent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And of course,
Sorry,
they see the guy's skin color, so of course, you got a lot of people trying to defend and shit.
Great. Yeah, if you guys watching those sovereign citizen videos, the phrase I'm not driving, I'm traveling will become part of your own internal lexicon very quickly. Oh, and Black's Law Dictionary. Because a law dictionary is the law, don't you know? No matter where you go. Anyway, if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch a few Sovereign Citizen videos and you'll learn real quick.
Don't watch them if you're very easily swayed, though, because you might start believing that shit.
Oh my God! I mean, now I will confess, some of those guys sound and argue very well. Like it sounds very professional and logical. Some guys think they sound like they know what they're talking about, but it's pretty thin. But I love it when they go up against judges who just like, sir, this is not a maritime court.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Is this a maritime admiralty court? Or is this a constitutional court? This is a federal court, sir. You didn't answer my question. Like, anyway. Let's see. That's actually all the stories I had in front of me right now. I know a lot of other things happen, but I'm sure that between MSS News and Fucketry, we'll get to plenty of them. So, was there anything that you guys wanted to bring up in the main part before we move on?
No.
Yeah.
That's it.
Nothing that comes to mind.
Okay. All righty. Well, then, guys, we're going to move on to the wonderful world of MSS News. So if you have news stories you would like us to read on the air, send them to us via Twitter using the hashtag MSS News. Can't promise we'll get to them all, but that's because I'm long-winded and we have a guest. I'm mortgaging some of the responsibility off onto Pat just because he's here. And speaking of mortgaging responsibility, this is all Frosted Glass's fault. And there's the Squeedus cam again. Hello.
She's in prison now.
Oh, I see.
They got me.
And she's not very happy about it.
Oh, she'll survive. So yes, this one comes from Frosted Glass, and surprise, surprise, it's a Medium article. How I challenged a privileged white male friend's racism. The subheading says, the hardest part? First, I had to listen to him. And the photograph that goes along with this article, I have no idea if it has anything to do with the actual story, is some, what do you call them, like tuxedo cookies, like half white, half black, half white chocolate or frosting and half like chocolate frosting.
Sure.
That's why not, I guess. Given my introverted nature and aversion to crowds and conflict, I've been stumped for a way to help dismantle white supremacy. Okay. While waiting for a brilliant idea to burn through the atmosphere and crash into my head, I've been baking. Oh, not smoking marijuana. Okay. A recipe for, quote, perfect black and white cookies, unquote, had popped up in my email. Black and whites are not actually cookies. They are round 4-inch yellow cakes, the flat side glazed half and half with vanilla and chocolate. Very old country. Until the 1980s, they were available in Jewish bakeries everywhere there were Jewish bakeries. Alas, those along with black and whites are mostly gone now. The Jewish bakeries are mostly gone?
Sure.
Okay. The first batch I made, the cake was delectable and the chocolate icing too. The vanilla? Meh. Ooh, metaphor, guys. Metaphor. Several batches later, none of my ideas to get rid of that confection sugar taste and dry texture had yielded a rich, smooth vanilla that matched the rich, smooth chocolate. Quote, keep working on it till you get it right, my husband Kevin said with his mouth full. He's so supportive. There's a joke about two shrinks walking toward each other on opposite sides of the street. Good afternoon, one calls out to the other, who thinks, I wonder what he meant by that. I'm a shrink myself, so it was only a matter of batches before I pulled back from my relentless pursuit of vanilla perfection to wonder what all of this cookie baking meant. Was I trying to tell myself something? Of course I was. I'm white. We are all... Sorry?
Yeah, I'm just listening. I'm sorry. I'm going to mute myself.
Okay. I'm white. We are all products of our culture, and our culture is racist. Therefore, I'm racist. There doesn't have to be any malice or anything active about it. It's the default position for everyone who grew up in this country, even people of color.
Sorry. No, it's not. Okay, you can continue.
Okay. To me, acknowledging this is the obvious starting place. If we change our internal programming, we then have the option, not present before, to change the external laws and structures that keep racism in place. Yet most of the white people I know insist they're not racist. The problem is, if you can't see your privilege, you can't see you're racist, and without being aware of it, you oppress others. Thank you for reading this selection from White Fragility by Robin DiAngelo. No, sorry, that was me talking. I could taste the perfect vanilla icing in my imagination, but clearly adjusting the recipe to achieve it in reality wasn't going to be easy. Cut to a picnic in our backyard, seated in separate lawn chairs 6 feet apart in a nice breeze, with our decades-long friends Roger and Sylvia and another friend, Hector. Quote, I just don't understand these protests, Hector said, waving his hands. Hector is a decent guy, though he freely describes himself as, quote, kinda oblivious, unquote, socially. He's a rule follower and enjoyed being a thorn in the side of our small town's government when he sat on the zoning board. His wife, Belle, was proud of him. He'd stopped many a corrupt project with his mastery of bylaws and zoning ordinances. I didn't doubt his sincerity. Quote, maybe you don't understand them because you're a privileged white man, I said. In fact, you're all PWMs, unquote, glancing at Kevin and Roger. They both smiled, but Hector didn't. Quote, I'm not a racist, unquote, he insisted. Quote, we're all racist, I said. Quote, it's as American as apple pie, unquote. He shook his head. Not me. Quote, the O.J. Simpson trial happened when we were residents, Kevin said. To a person, the unit staff was split by race on whether or not he killed his wife and that other guy. The whites thought he'd done it. The blacks thought the cops had set him up. I didn't understand that then, but I do now. All these citizen cell phone videos of police violence have unmasked a systemic problem, unquote. Those cops were outliers, Hector said. They're not the norm. Yes, they are, I said. Sylvia spoke up. My father was a World War II veteran. The GI Bill got him a low-interest home mortgage and subsidized tuition for his accounting degree. Black veterans were denied the GI Bill, unquote. Quote, but that's been addressed by affirmative action, Hector said. That sounds a little odd, but okay. No, it hasn't, I said. Quote, can you, as a man, imagine not being able to walk alone down the sidewalk in your own neighborhood because you're afraid a cop will stop you, harass you, and maybe even kill you? Sylvia asked Hector. Quote, surely things are better now than, say, in the 50s, Hector replied. No, they aren't, I said. Quote, I just don't understand why these things keep happening, he repeated. It's built into the system is why, I said, exasperated. What'll it take to break through your concrete skull? A jackhammer? I thought to myself. Quote, business, law enforcement, and government are all controlled by powerful white men who build their wealth at the expense of black and brown people, not to mention women of all races, unquote. I looked at Hector's impassive white face, and a rising tide of impatience and irritation swept through me, along with the impulse to reject him for a fool. Come on, get a grip, I said to myself. If Hector thinks racists are bad people, then admitting he's racist makes him a bad person. That's why he's pushing back. I'm a shrink. Finding a way in is my superpower. Wait for an opening. I stopped arguing and started listening. Then he gave me one. Quote, what does it matter what I do or say, Hector said. Pushing back against racists won't change them, unquote. I smiled. Quote, it doesn't matter whether you change them or not, Hector. What matters is that you speak up. Silence is consent. Staying silent says you're okay with whatever is happening. You know Eli Wiesel, unquote? He shook his head no. Quote, he was a concentration camp survivor. He said, we must always take sides. Neutrality helps the oppressor, never the victim. Silence encourages the tormentor, never the tormented, unquote. Quote, Belle dragged me to D.C. to join the Black Lives Matter memorial for George Floyd at the White House, he said. It was moving, and I'm glad she did, but our being there hasn't changed a thing, unquote. Quote, you don't know that. Think of yourself as one cell in the organ of that group, which is a part of the body of the community and our country. You might not see change from your action, but that doesn't mean there wasn't one. You contributed simply by being there, unquote.
Well, hold on a second. She just said that literally nothing changed from the 50s. And there were entire fucking movements to incite some form of change. It is completely the same now as it was back then. But you don't know that you randomly showed up to an event that nobody knew you were at, that you didn't make change. You just didn't see it. Can I punch this bitch? I want to punch.
This is some silly shit.
It's almost done. It's actually relatively short. Okay, so when she said that, you contributed simply by being there. His eyes lit up. He gets it. And with that, I shut up. This is what I can do, I thought. Just have this conversation, one person at a time, with anyone who's willing. Rising from my seat, I went back inside to the kitchen and returned with a plate of black and whites and offered it around. Yum, said one. Thank you, said someone else. What a treat, said someone else. Maybe I should bake more often. The end.
That had to be the most ridiculous. So this person, this psychiatrist or whatever, just because they feel guilty for being white and thinking that they're racist, they want to try to lay that on everybody that's white and all that right there, and then they end with the black and white cookies.
Misery loves company.
Can I just point out that when you have to take a side, she's literally saying, take a side with those of us who admit to being racist.
Yes. Thank you for coming to her TEDx talk. Thank you, Jaeger Pony. His lies lit up as he was impressed by the stupidity of the conversation, maybe. Yeah, it's amazing how she saw him react in a particular way and then decided to interpret it in the most positive way possible for her own ego. It's amazing, isn't it?
My opening.
Now, this is stipulating that any of that story is true, because it sounds awfully convenient and self-serving the way that she recites it. But either way. Thank you, Frosted Glass. I really needed that. I didn't do a TEDx today, but I feel like now that I did. So there you go. Let's see. Anything else to add to that before we move on?
That was stupid as fuck. That's all.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna, because I don't want to go off.
All right. Moving on. This one comes from Mercy of Wits. And we're just a couple steps away from becoming cyborgs. Elon Musk claims his mysterious brain chip will allow people to hear previously impossible sounds. Oh, you mean like political dog whistles? The SpaceX and Tesla boss founded Neuralink in 2016, but has only held one major public presentation about how its technology will actually work. The ultimate aim is to provide a direct connection between a brain and a computer using a, quote, sewing machine-like, unquote, device to stitch threads to an implanted brain chip. This sounds all sorts of scary. A research paper published last year in conjunction with the event explained how these threads would connect to a single USB-C cable to provide, quote, full bandwidth data streaming, unquote, to the brain. In a series of tweets on Thursday, Musk said the technology, quote, could also extend range of hearing beyond normal frequencies and amplitudes, unquote. More details about Neuralink will be presented in an event on August 28th, though Musk has been drip-feeding information about the device's capabilities over Twitter. Earlier this month, he said that wearers would be able to stream music directly to their brain, whatever that means, as well as use them to regulate hormone levels and deliver, quote, enhanced abilities, unquote, like greater reasoning and relief from anxiety.
I ain't falling for that.
Oh, this sounds dangerous.
I ain't got no shit in my brain.
No, you see, it's weird. I just got to that part in Fallout New Vegas where you can get to that clinic and get a mental implant to up your intelligence. Yeah, so I was just thinking, well,
I'm picturing people who put fucking put a chip on a cockroach's back and put the fucking little wires on his antenna, and now you can fucking remote control him and shit.
Yeah.
I'm just
No. Okay, well, apparently that's a thing that is maybe happening. But of course, this is Elon Musk, so you never know how much BS and how much is just truth.
Don't worry. Pretty soon you guys are going to hear. Elon Musk has partnered with Apple.
Oh, Squeetus found out about the brain chip. She's not happy. Moving on, Microsoft said to be exploring TikTok acquisition.
Yeah.
This one comes from Desert Tramp. Let's see. The app, which has been downloaded more than 2 billion times around the world, is facing scrutiny in the U.S. over its Chinese ownership. Microsoft is said to be exploring an acquisition of TikTok as the social video app faces increased scrutiny in the U.S. over its Chinese ownership. Reports in both the New York Times and Bloomberg confirmed an earlier Fox Business story. Wait, New York Times and Bloomberg confirmed someone else's story? That's new. Okay. That the Washington-based tech giant was in talks to buy TikTok. Oh, we lost Pat. Pat. Anybody hear me?
I hear you.
Okay. I just want to make sure nothing crazy happened. Well, Pat, if you're out there, hope you come back soon.
Yeah.
Yes, Sweetest. Sing for me, Sweetest. Yes. Okay.
What are you talking about?
Pat, you're back.
Here I go.
All right. We lost you there for a second.
Yeah, I just had a little accident.
Let's see. Washington-based tech giant was in talks to buy TikTok, which, with over 2 billion global downloads, has become one of the fastest-growing social media platforms. I have a question, and I know this is going to be stupid for people that know the inside baseball more than I do, obviously. Why is TikTok succeeding, but Vine died?
You can get more. Well, Vine was dying. Vine was actually mostly killed. It hadn't died exactly. But TikTok, you can make longer videos. Vine was exactly 6 seconds, and these ones you can go a couple minutes.
So it's really just the length of time that you can do it?
It allows for more.
Okay. Because I thought, isn't TikTok basically just Super Vine? But okay.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Let's see. A spokeswoman for TikTok declined to comment, adding via a statement, quote, "We are confident in the long-term success of TikTok. Hundreds of millions of people come to TikTok for entertainment and connection, including our community of creators and artists who are building livelihoods from the platform. We are motivated by their passion and creativity and committed to protecting their privacy and safety as we continue working to bring joy to families and meaningful careers to those who create on our platform." Meaningful career? Yeah, who am I talking? I'm on YouTube. What am I saying? TikTok is owned by Beijing-based conglomerate ByteDance, and its Chinese ties have sparked growing concern over how it handles user data. Imagine that. Earlier in the day, Bloomberg also reported that President Donald Trump was preparing to order ByteDance to divest its U.S. TikTok business. This would be a much more lenient order than others discussed, which includes banning the app in the U.S. TikTok has attempted to allay concerns by storing data from American users in the U.S. and Singapore. Yeah, because, where you physically store data makes it totally safer or something.
Well, the Chinese company, what is it, BitByte, whatever it is, they said they would resist Beijing trying to get that information.
Right.
You go ahead and try to resist the Chinese government as a Chinese company.
Right.
See how that works.
Okay. Well, moving on to the other big story of, I guess, last night or late last night. This one comes from Wandering Lisa. Epstein accuser says Bill Clinton ad in my face that I can't get past. Let me see if I can try that again. Will you let me get past these? I don't want to pay you any money, and I'm not going to subscribe. Okay. All right. Am I done now? All right. Epstein accuser says Bill Clinton partied on pedophile island. In newly unsealed documents, Virginia Roberts Guffey says Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell trafficked her to powerful men and that Epstein bragged Clinton was, quote, in his pocket, unquote. Well, now, without having seen the documents myself, to be devil's advocate, some idiot bragging about something does not make it so, but all the same. In newly unsealed documents, one of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell's most prominent accusers claims the perverted duo forced her to have sex with Britain's Prince Andrew and other, quote, politically connected and financially powerful people, unquote, when she was underage. Late Thursday night, a judge ordered the release of a tranche of documents in a long-running defamation case between Maxwell and Virginia Roberts Guffrey, previously Jane Doe No. 3, who appeared as a 17-year-old in the now infamous picture with Prince Andrew as he grabbed her waist and Maxwell grinned in the background. In the court documents, Guffrey reveals she gave the photograph to the FBI in 2011 and that the feds made copies. 2011?
Yeah.
Okay. The case was settled in 2017, and Maxwell and the Duke of York have vehemently denied Guffrey's claims. But Maxwell's lawyers have also fought long and hard to keep documents in the case under seal, arguing their release could expose and ruin the reputations of many well-connected people. Indeed, one name in the unsealed papers was that of a former U.S. president. Guffrey told one attorney that Bill Clinton was a guest during a trip to Epstein's private isle in the U.S. Virgin Islands and that Epstein joked to her about Clinton being in his pocket. Quote, I remember asking Jeffrey what's Bill Clinton doing here on the island, Guffrey told the lawyer. According to a transcript of their conversation, Guffrey added that Epstein laughed off her question and said, quote, well, he owes me a favor, unquote. He never told me what favors they were, Guffrey said. I never knew. I didn't know if he was serious. It was just a joke, unquote. Asked who else was present on the island with Epstein and Clinton, Guffrey answered Maxwell, someone named Emmy, presumably Maxwell's former assistant Emmy Taylor, and two, quote, young girls, unquote, from New York. Guffrey and Clinton and the other visitors stayed in villas separate from the main house. While Guffrey does not implicate the former president in any wrongdoing, she does note orgies were routine on the island. A second politician named in the documents was former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson. In a 2016 deposition, Guffrey and Maxwell sent her to New Mexico to give a, quote, massage to the Democratic governor. Quote, when Ghislaine Maxwell used the words, go give a massage to Bill Richardson, unquote, where were you? Maxwell's lawyer asked. Quote, I can't tell you where we were. I know where I was sent to. I don't know where we were when she told me to do that, Guffrey answered. Richardson has denied involvement in Epstein's sex ring. Maxwell also allegedly sent Guffrey to have sex with the owner of a large hotel chain during a visit to France around the time of Naomi Campbell's birthday party. Asked where they had sex, Guffrey said, quote, in his own cabana townhouse thing. It was part of a hotel, but I wouldn't call it a hotel. Jeffrey was staying there, Ghislaine was staying there, Emmy was staying there, I was staying there. This other guy was staying there. I didn't know his name. I was instructed by Ghislaine to go and give him an erotic massage, unquote. Guffrey added that Maxwell directed her to have sex with the late MIT scientist Marvin Minsky at Epstein's Caribbean compound.
Ew.
Other men whom Guffrey claimed to have been trafficked include Prince Andrew, financier Glenn Dubin, model scout Jean-Luc Brunel, Harvard law professor Alan Dershowitz, and, quote, another prince, unquote. All the men have denied her claims. In her testimony, Guffrey painted a disturbing picture of Epstein's wealthy lifestyle. She said Epstein had a secret room with a whole bunch of decorative pictures of pornographic literature and sex toys. From the ceiling to the floor, the walls were covered with, quote, pornographic pictures of the girls that he had met, she said. I'm going to stop reading this because I'm getting sick just reading it. So there you go. That's the latest and greatest on the Jeffrey Epstein saga.
Yeah.
All right. How about this one from Shrouded Angel, which looks like another advice column or Reddit, am I the asshole type of thing. My husband was getting engaged to another woman, so I took the ultimate revenge.
Your husband or your ex-husband?
I was about to say, like, that is he like breaking the law and having more than one wife? When the woman discovered that her husband had been leading another life with a woman whom he visited whenever he went traveling for work, she knew she had to get her own back. Okay. A woman has revealed how she got revenge on her husband after she discovered he was cheating on her. Mel, like Melissa, I suppose, Mel explained that from the moment her and her husband Marty met, they had the perfect relationship until he got promoted at work. Then he started traveling regularly, sometimes for weeks at a time, which she knew would put a strain on their relationship. Okay, over the next year or so, they grew apart. Even though Mel's husband tried to bridge the physical and emotional distance between them, she admitted that she resented being alone for such long periods of time and ultimately felt abandoned and hurt. When he was at home, he spent a lot of time on his computer, which he put down to his large workload, but she knew he was avoiding talking to her. She suggested talking to a counselor, but he quickly shot down that suggestion when he said it was the last thing he wanted to do after spending so long away from home. But one night when she'd been watching TV in the other room, that's a very strangely worded thing, he'd fallen asleep with his laptop on his lap in bed, and that's when everything changed. When she went to close the lid, she saw a message on the screen which she knew meant their life together was over. It read, "Miss you, hurry home, XXX."
Oh.
Despite the fact they'd been growing apart, Mel was gutted. She carefully lifted the computer and took it to the next room, where she saw months of messages from a woman whom he wasn't just having an affair with, but was getting engaged to. Instead of confronting him when she discovered everything, she decided she wanted revenge. Quote, "When I smiled and kissed him goodbye a week later as he went off for another long stint overseas, I knew what I was going to do. The day he left, I contacted a real estate agent and told her that I wanted to sell my home fast for well under market value to ensure an immediate sale." Ever hear the phrase cutting off your nose to spite your face? But anyway, the couple lived in a beautiful house, which had an infinity pool and a massive deck which overlooked the city. There was nothing stopping her from selling the house since everything was in her name, a decision that her husband had said was for best when they moved in for alleged tax benefits. The young couple who bought the house couldn't believe the deal they got. After the sale went through, she continued to email her husband as normal. She set up a separate bank account for herself so she could put half the proceeds of the house in there before the other half landed in their joint bank account 6 weeks later, coincidentally on the day before her husband arrived home from his trip. She added, quote, "I wasn't there to see what happened when he arrived home to find strangers living in his house. I was on a cruise with my girlfriends, but I imagine he was pretty surprised that his beloved home now belonged to Josh and Tamara, and they had the paperwork to prove it." She concluded her post by saying, quote, "He has since moved to Canada to be with his girlfriend full time. He hasn't contacted me to ask about a divorce yet. I say, bring it on," unquote.
But good win, I guess.
Just tell me that he paid for the house. Then maybe that makes some kind of sense.
Because otherwise, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, at least she put half of the proceeds in his bank account. So she wasn't stealing from him per se, technically. But, yeah, okay.
That's not exactly what I would call a win, but I mean...
Yeah, no. I mean, maybe some sort of cosmic, karmic win, maybe, kind of, sort of.
I mean, if you've been thrown aside as trash, I guess that's the win you get.
Yeah. Let's see. We'll do one more because this one's a lot of people sent us this one, so I'll do this one real quick. This one at least comes from Stargazer Nuts. If it'll come up here. U.S. Appeals Court overturns Boston Marathon bomber's death sentence. A U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals overturned the death penalty for Dzhokhar Tsarnaev for his part in the Boston Marathon bombing. Tsarnaev was found guilty in all 30 charges in April 2015 and was sentenced to death. 17 of the charges carried the possibility of the death penalty. 3 people were killed in the Boston Marathon bombings. A police officer later was shot dead by the terrorist brothers. A jury deliberated for 14 hours before reaching today's verdict. Records show the Boston Marathon bombers may have used their EBT cards to fund their terror spree that left 4 dead and 260 injured. Quote, the first U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in Boston has overturned the death sentence handed down to Tsarnaev in 2015 for his part in the 2013 Boston Marathon bombing. Tsarnaev's conviction for helping to carry out the bombing that left 3 people dead and 260 injured is being upheld, but a new trial will take place to determine a different sentence. His attorney argued in December 2019 to the appeals court that his 26-year-old client's death sentence was the product of an unfair trial, one which took place in Boston despite objections. Okay, well, you tried where you commit the crime a little bit. Attorney Daniel Habib claimed the city's anger over the attack, quote, filtered, unquote, through the jury, and the massive media coverage of the event meant no juror could be impartial. And apparently that argument worked with the appeals court.
Oh, okay.
Of course it did.
There you go. But on that cheerful note, let's see. Sorry. We're going to move on to the wonderful world of YouTube time. Thank you guys for all the stories. Sorry we didn't get to them all, but frosted glass and the insanity of Medium just kind of takes over sometimes. For myself, I didn't do anything today except prep for the show. I'm hoping to do a TEDx tomorrow, maybe a tandem one with a special guest. I don't want to make promises I can't keep, so we'll see. Other than that, that is all the YouTubing I have to speak of. So, Satsu, what have you been up to?
There he is.
I uploaded the video that I've been working on. That video is finally up. So the Gotcha Pork Roast video that was requested that I make has finally been edited. It's up. I think I did a pretty good job. So go check it out whenever you guys can. Afterwards, or after the stream, me and Monkey will be playing some 7 Days to Die over on 2 Cents Plus. So come and hang out with us then. Otherwise, nothing else to report.
Okay. Monkey, what have you been up to?
I did a monkey in the morning. That's it. I will eventually get back to game streaming, guys, but it just isn't working out right now. So eventually.
And Pat, what have you been up to?
Well, I had a live stream today where I streamed with Mr. Ripper, Tally, and Becca Farley, and we basically talked about sex, sexual fantasies today. About how many of them, which I found out that there are so many out there that is a fucking rabbit hole. So we had like a fun over 2-hour stream, just basically talking and joking about that. And also, I'm working on a couple of videos from our Psycho Rick channel, which I finally have gained over 1,000 subscribers on that channel right there. And I'm open my hours thing so I can try to monetize that. But since I talk about the subjects I talk, I seriously doubt they'll let me. But I got a couple of videos that's coming on that right there. Like one about doing like a rest in peace memorial to what's the name? Oh yeah, Naya Rivera. And I got a whole bunch of them that people done send requests for me to do. Like, oh, can you do one about this? Do one about that. So I've been trying to work on those. But I also have like a killer video that's going on about these two twin girls. They were called Tasmia and Yasmina Whitehead. Like it was like the one where they had killed them. They had to kill their mama because they were two spoiled brats, and she started coming down on them and things like that. So they came with a plan where they just brutally killed her. And I think they're still in jail right now, but one just recently graduated or something like that. It's like when you look them up, man, it's just the way that they did it. It was just wild. Like God, man. So that's what I got going on right there with that channel right there, and that's what I basically did today.
All righty. Let's see. So we'll move on to the wonderful world of internet thuggetry. What do I have, if anything? Not too much, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, we talked about Seattle. I'm sure one of you guys will cover that other thing, so I'll leave that alone for the moment. Yeah, no, not much. I was kind of busy with work most of the day. Although I did, as I was getting the stories ready for tonight, one of the CNN articles had a pop-up that appeared that was an advertisement for The Point with Chris Cillizza. And it said, Chris Cillizza cuts through the political spin and tells you what you need to know. And I was like, cuts through the political spin. Yeah, no thanks. Yeah, no. But yeah, okay. And other than that, yeah. Oh, well, there was one tweet. Speaking of Chris Cillizza, his personal Igor, Harry Enton said, "I have not a clue who Biden will pick as his Veep, maybe it will be you. And I said, I'm not convinced even Biden will know who he's picked after he picks her.
It can't be me because I'm not a woman or of color.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
But I think that is all that I would classify as my fucketry for today.
And it can't be me or Satsu because, according to Biden, we ain't black.
Oh, that's right. Well, speaking of which, Satsu, what kind of fucketry you got?
Well, over on the Facebook, something happened today, and I'm sure we'll probably get to it. But there was a severe lack of this video floating around over on Facebook of Fauci being questioned.
Oh yeah.
Because I thought there's a ton of people who worship this man. Like everything that comes out of his mouth is straight up gospel. For real? You so rude. So I was just like, people are going to be all over this. They're going to want to see what he said and what's been going on. But judging how the conversation went, most of the people are just like, yeah, we're just going to pretend that never happened. We're going to pretend he was never questioned. We're not going to address it at all. And we're just going to ignore it because in more ways than one.
Wow.
Every time I look at her, she just like, what, you got something to say? Hold on. Let me read it. I'll be right back.
In the meantime, you got anything, Monkey?
Oh, I'm sure I got a couple of things.
All right.
I don't have my Twitter open though. I'm getting there. I was expecting Satsu to take longer.
I know.
All right, let's see. Going to do the Fauci thing. Bill Clinton's spokesperson said they never visited Epstein Island.
Yeah.
So obviously that never happened, you guys. Even though he was on the plane, what was it? Double-digit number of times? He was on. We know he was on Epstein's plane many, many times. But to that, I just said Epstein didn't kill himself, according to the people who killed Epstein, or did kill himself, according to people who. This is the one that I really wanted to talk about tonight, though. I'm gonna pop a link in the chat here. It is 4 women characters. One of them I don't recognize. I don't know who she is.
Okay.
Maybe is she Cloak from Cloak and Dagger, or Dagger from Cloak and Dagger? I don't know. The other 4 are Ellie, Rey from Star Wars, and then Flatbutt, what's her name? From Captain Marvel.
Oh, Brie Larson.
Yeah, there you go, Brie Larson. And it says, admit it, you don't hate these characters, you hate women.
Ah.
Oh, this bait.
And I'm like, there are a whole ton of female characters you could have picked from. And I gave examples from each of these genres because Ellie is from The Last of Us 2. You could have picked somebody like Lara Croft. You could have picked Princess Leia. You could have picked the Black Widow. All very well-loved, beloved characters who are all women. Why wouldn't you do that? To show that we hate women. Sometimes women characters just suck. There's a whole bunch of men characters who suck, and you never hear anything. Oh, you just don't like them because they're men. Like, no, they're shitty characters. You guys just don't like it when your shitty characters happen to be women, and we laugh at them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one annoyed the shit out of me. It really did. I'm like, go ahead.
Well, he was in chat. I was looking at some of the comments, and he was just like, he was telling people that they fell for the troll. So I don't know if he was actually trolling or not, but
yeah, I don't think
it didn't sound like he was very serious. So I'm like,
wait, what are we talking about now? I'm missing something.
The guy who posted that.
Oh.
It's fun. Oh, the last Doctor, or she's the Doctor from the last season of Doctor Who. Got it.
Okay.
I don't know if he's a troll because if you read his first couple of ones after this, it sounds like he's trying to just enjoy the fame of it, and then it's like, no, I was kidding. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
This one comes from Quillette. It's an interesting article to read. I'm just going to go over the gist of it. This is a scientist. He's a biologist who got canceled for daring to suggest that men and women are different.
Uh-oh.
This is a guy who he's got a PhD in biology. But how dare he suggest that? People on Twitter know better than him. And they actually went after him when he's in the midst of trying to, get a job, and went out and sent letters to colleges and stuff. Don't hire this guy because he believes there's differences in men and women. Remember, guys, believe science. Don't care about that. Oh, and finally, apparently there's a trend going around where guys are pretending to be woke on dating apps, and it's a problem.
What does woke on a dating app look like?
I guess like throwing their pronouns in their bios and saying things that are, I respect the whammons, or that kind of stupid shit. But apparently it's tricking some feminists, and they're not liking it, and it's causing a big problem. So whoever's doing that, cut it out. You don't want to date hairy women anyway.
Sure.
That's all I got.
All right. Satsu, you back with us? I suppose not. Oh, yeah, he's muted. Okay. Pat, what do you got?
Oh, well, of course, I was on Twitter today and things like that, and I saw quite a lot of stuff. I don't know if this is basically talked about, but the first thing that hit my feed and stuff like that is Cenk Uygur.
Oh, God.
Sorry, punk ass. Okay, so with Herman Cain, passed away and all that right there, and even though he had stage 4 colon cancer and things like that, they're all saying that he died from the coronavirus, and all that right there, Plus, like he was one of them that was like basically, like anti-mask and all that shit right there. So it's like when he died, of course, the left just they were just ecstatic about this, man. I mean, they're just literally tap dancing on his grave. So Cenk, basically, trying to get in on that, on that sweet, on that sweetness right there, basically put down a tweet talking about before he died, Herman Cain said his God was stronger than coronavirus. Then went on to say, coronavirus disagreed. # science is real. Now, like Cenk is like one of those full blown, atheists and shit like that who love to like take a shot at religion every way that he freaking can. So of course, this didn't sit well with a lot of people, and a lot of people basically told him about himself. But there are some people out there who are, basically, like I said, they're like a bunch of, like low level, atheist profiles who are just basically, like kissing up to him and shit. But a lot of people just basically like, man, you are just complete, jackass right here. I'm like, the man is dead, and all you can do is sit right here and like be happy about it, and like take shots at him and his religion at the same time, just try to get like sweet likes. So I was just basically like, I don't care if you're on the left or the right, man. If you're gonna sit up here and like tap dance on a person's grave and things like that, just because your politics disagree, you're just a complete asshole. I'm like, man, I don't care if it was like, and there are a lot of people I don't like on the left and stuff like that. Like take Pelosi, for instance. If her old ass finally kicked the bucket and think all that right there, man, I'm not going to sit over here, jump on Twitter and be like, like ding dong, that false teeth bitch is dead. It's just a bunch of ridiculousness. And he was just an asshole that was just basically doing it, trying to be cool on Twitter and shit. So that was one thing right there. The second thing, and this is funny as hell. Now, of course, with all the sports, like trying to play and things like that, and everybody being woke, taking the knees and all this shit right there. And we know ever since we found like last year, the NHL already had made a statement that they are not kneeling, for the U.S. and the Canadian national anthem. They already made that known before the season even started. So they had a game, and of course, when the national anthem was played, they all stood up in solidarity and things like that. Of course, this didn't sit well with a lot of people on Twitter. Yeah. So a lot of these people, claiming to be, NHL fans and shit like that, started posting themselves in like their their jerseys and things like that, taking the knee. Basically, basically trying to virtue signal and all that shit right there. Like, well, if the NHL is going to take the knee, then I will. Basically looking for their woke points, and I'm just like, I'm just laughing at these people right here. Like, they're basically mad because that NHL won't bow down and kowtow to like the to the narrative that's basically being spewed right now. So all these jackasses, which honestly, I don't even think they're NHL fans. I'm not saying that just because they're doing this right here. It's just because, this is something that they already knew that they weren't going to do. And they're just basically, I just think it's just a bunch of people on Twitter who are just basically looking for attention, to satisfy their, savior syndrome. And my last fucking try I had right here, like, did y'all see like the...
Before you get away from that one, because I saw that one too, and I laughed at it quite a bit myself. I need somebody to explain to me why this is not the same thing as Chauvin taking a knee. I get how it started, but once Chauvin took the knee, don't you have to change that? Don't you have to be like, maybe that's a bad look?
Not when it comes to catering, Shoot, we gotta serve that narrative, monkey.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, my last fucker I've seen, like, it came from like the United States Space Force. So of course, have you seen that picture going around of the the all-female crew? Like, the tweet basically says like, it's got like check marks talking about all-female crew making history, inspiring others, helping billions of GPS users, and then it says like, this is Space Force. So of course, this got a whole, a lot of negativity and things like that. And of course, a lot of women, like, y'all just sexist and out there, y'all, this is really inspiring and all the thing right there. But I said, okay, like, take this picture and this message, flip it, make it an all-male crew saying all this stuff right here, and see how long before it takes before every freaking woman on Twitter screeches sexism and things like that. And then they'll understand, why a lot of people are basically saying what they are right now. It's like, why would you like I said, if the whole entire thing was flipped, they'd be screeching to the damn rooftop of how sexist this is, and it's not diverse and it's not inclusive. But here it is, an all-female crew and things like that. And all of a sudden, that's diverse, that's progressive and all that. Right? I'm like, that's the exact same thing that you motherfuckers screech about. But it's like, since it's being done in a way that they like, oh, it's okay. I'm like, so you're basically fighting sexism with sexism. And it's like, and I'm saying you're fighting equality with inequality. So it's like, when it's done in a way that you don't like I said, if it's an all male crew and they would have said that right there, they would have been mad as hell. But since it's a female crew and they're doing that exact thing, like, yes, that's the way it's supposed to be. I'm like, no. You know what I'm saying? You're being the fucking monster you claim to fight.
Remember, it's only diverse if it's not men.
Oh, man. And I'm just, like, it just trips me out how a lot of them sit up there and be like, I'm saying, they ain't okay with that because men have this and men have that. So you think the way of combating that is by doing the exact same thing, but in the opposite way? Of course, they don't have an answer for that right there. Huh? it just trips me the hell out.
Yeah.
But that's everything I had right now.
I'm back, by the way.
All right. Satsu, do you have anything? Or you continue if you have it.
Yeah, I did. So yeah, the Fauci thing. You did you guys see that clip? You saw it?
Oh,
right?
yes.
Of him being questioned. It was very interesting indeed. And even though he refused to say the words, he reiterated on many occasions that being in any crowd for any reason, regardless of if it, even if you are wearing masks, it is a bad idea to be in a large crowd of any form. But he refused to say that includes a protest. Like, he wouldn't say it at all. And the dudes, he was like, "Nah, I'm not giving my opinion on anything. I'm just saying that this is just not a good idea." He was like, "But you've given your opinion. You've given your opinion on several things, several different places where people shouldn't be able to go. You've gave recommendations and suggestions on several places that should be closed and not accessible. So what do you think about protests? And he's just like, I don't understand why you're asking me that. And I'm just like, dude, he is dodging this question like child support. Holy fuck. Dude, it was quite fascinating watching him refuse, because it was so simple. Like it was very simple, and I don't even know like what his political affiliation is, or if that even really comes into play, really, because like, you know, people go to him for his medical, you know, what he talks about, the medical stuff. I have no idea where he leans politically, but I'm just like, it just fascinates me that he said literally anywhere, no matter where you go, being in a large group of people is a bad idea. You should not do it, period. So protest. I don't understand why you're asking me that. Just like, what?
Okay, well, now I've only seen the clip like once, but just to be on the devil's advocate side, advising people not to go into groups and trying to curtail their ability to express themselves in their First Amendment rights are two different concepts.
That's true, and he made that clear. He was saying, I'm not asking you whether or not they should be arrested or anything like that. All I'm saying is you had an opinion on these things. You can answer the question very clearly. When it was people going to church, no, you shouldn't go to church. If people going to bars, no, you should not go to bars. Should people protest? Well, I don't really know about that. Like, yes or fucking no. It's a really easy question. That's
when you want to stutter, because like say.
Not and Fauci was right. Fauci was correct. He said that he's not going to speak on whether or not people should get arrested and all that. That's not his place. That's correct, but that wasn't what he was asking you.
Okay.
It was not the question that he was levying to you. So it was just fascinating watching him dance around that very simplistic question. You know, it was kind of hilarious. Outside of that, let's see. I saw Babylon Bee doing their thing again. It says founding fathers have been strapped down in their graves to prevent further spending. Which I thought was pretty hilarious. What else they have on the interwebs today? There was this ain't mine. I was wondering, I'm like, who the fuck's poster these? These aren't mine. All right. There was a white liberal chick's meme going out, and there was a black girl who was saying, I don't think that I'm oppressed. And then she gets cut off, and this chick comes out of nowhere, and she says, shh, obviously you are oppressed. You just aren't aware, and you need me to white-splain your oppression for you. You are feeble and lower than me. You need me to be your savior. You cannot get by without me. And I'm just like, yeah, that looks about right.
Yep.
Like, shut up, ignorant Negro. For you do not know what's good for you. I am your savior. I will tell you about your life. Let me see. What else? Tiffany Haddish says she fears having children today because she doesn't want to bring her child into a racist world.
Oh, God.
And I was like, well, bitch, get a dog, because racism ain't going nowhere. It is here to stay. My full comment was, racism will never go away, so don't have kids. It's pretty simple. As I said before, many people need racism and prejudice to thrive, and I'm talking both sides. The power and control that you gain from perpetuating or exploiting people with hate and bigotry is far too valuable, and both the Democrats and the Republicans know it. And black and white people alike know the power that racism provides, and they're not giving it up. And they're not. They will never, ever let this go. Like, it's not happening. As long as the powers that be have powers, they ain't fucking giving it up. It ain't happening. No, if it's a useful tool, they are going.
Yeah, there's a lot of money and leverage to be gained in using it.
Oh yeah, big time.
Quite a bit, and they're going to use it until it isn't useful anymore. And the people are kind of in control of that. The people who respond to it, the people who put money in their pockets, the people who vote for them, they kind of control how powerful that is by responding to it the way that they do. So as long as that continues to happen, then racism ain't going nowhere. It's just not happening. So if you're afraid to bring your child into a racist world, then don't have kids ever. Period. Like it's It's just a bad idea because it ain't going nowhere. It'll be here for a while. Let's see. What else did I see today? God damn. I know there was something I saw over on Twitter. Let's see. That was all Facebook stuff, by the way. Let me see here. God damn it. There was definitely something that caught my eye on Twitter. I know it. Maybe I can't find it. Maybe this is fate.
Okay.
Can't find nothing on Twitter, man.
Yeah, that's something. All right.
Man, I thought I retweeted. Oh, well. Fuck it.
Okay. That it? Okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got for
All right. Well, guess what, guys? We have enough time for a Mad Lib.
It's been a while.
Yay. Wow, guy, I love your enthusiasm. Thanks so much. All right, well, we'll go into this one full steam ahead. Hey, chat, this is what I need from you. I need a verb and a noun, and I'm only asking for 2 because there's 2 verbs and 1 noun at the end, so technically I'll be filling out 3 spots. So I need a verb and a noun, and I will select from your responses. Please put them into separate chat messages and tag them with what it is you're suggesting so that I'll know by the time we get there. And this will go relatively quick, I think, because we have a guest. And so I will start with Pat. Pat, I need a type of container.
A type of container.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's see. All right, good type of container. I don't know. Tupperware.
Okay. Monkey, I need a noun.
Prostitute.
Okay. Satsu, I need an adjective.
How about unsanitary?
Oh, my ear just popped. Oh, isn't that the most wonderful feeling? Like when your ear's kind of plugged up and you try like moving your jaw, and then all of a sudden, you're like, oh.
Relief.
Depends. Do you have a cold?
No, I don't know. I like
Because that can hurt.
Yeah. No, I think I don't know if it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I blew my nose a few minutes ago. I muted my mic just because I had a little sniffle or something, and then it just like was there, like, oh damn it! And all of a sudden, poof! I'm like, oh. Anyway, Pat, I need a verb ending in S.
Verb ending with S.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Okay, let's see. No, not that one. Let's see. Nope, that ends in G. Shit. I don't know. Slave.
Slays.
Slave?
Not slaves. Slave.
Oh, slaves.
Yeah. SLAY.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I figured. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I figured. Okay. I mean, you could say enslaves,
Slave.
but okay. Monkey, I need a number. Your favorite.
422.
Yes. Satsu, a verb ending in ed. A verb ending in erectile dysfunction.
Vogue.
Okay. Hey, Pat, guess what?
Yeah.
I need a verb ending in ing.
I will leave that one alone. Okay, let's say all right, a verb and an ing. Playing.
Playing?
Yeah.
Okay. Slaying and playing. Okay. Let's see. Monkey, I need a type of measurement, plural.
Oh, kilometers.
Aha.
Did that for my British friends.
Sure. Satsu, I need an adverb. as in ends in ly. They actually give a note here. It says ends in ly.
Oh, for real? They gave a note
I
this
guess
time?
it has to be. It has to be an
how
adverb
about-
that ends in ly. I guess if there's adverbs that don't.
I got you. Abruptly.
Ooh, nice one.
Mm.
Okay. Pat, I need a noun plural.
Noun plural. See, let's see what kind of good noun can I put up there? Like no, cribs.
Cribs. All right. Monkey, I need an exclamation.
Duty.
Like poopy?
Yeah.
Poopy duty. All right. Satsu, I need a body part. I can only guess.
Everybody, let's say it together. Weenus!
Penis, yes. And then finally, Pat, I need an adjective.
Let's see. Mine.
Sorry, what?
Mine.
Mine?
Mine.
Yeah, mine. MINE.
Is that an adjective?
Said which
be.
one?
That is the state of somebody. They are you.
Okay. All right. All right. So now on to chat. I need 2 verbs and a noun. Scrolling up. Let's see. Chicago Mike says zipping is a verb. Okay. A noun. Nothing for you here says Darth Vader. Sure, why not? And the second and last verb. Who's got a verb? Netriumi says masticate.
Wow.
That's a fancy word. All right. Here we go. This one is called Easy Popping Instructions.
Oh.
Number 1, place unfolded Tupperware in the center of microwave prostitute with this side up. Number 2, pop on high at unsanitary power until Tupperware slays and popping slows to 140 to 1-422 seconds between pops. Listen to popping rate and do not leave microwave vogued. Overcooking may cause playing. Normal popping time is 2 to 5 kilometers.
Wow.
Step 3, remove from microwave. Abruptly open Tupperware at top by pulling diagonally at cribs. Duty.
All right.
Handle Tupperware by top cribs only. Open away from weenus. Tupperware and contents are very mine. Children should not sipping without Darth Vader supervision. Step 4, masticate.
That part worked out a little too well.
Wait. Tupperware and contents. Tupperware and contents are very mine.
Yeah.
That sounds like every time I make popcorn. Well, you made a popcorn. No. I made me popcorn.
I have no idea. I had no idea that's what we're going to get, but there you go. That was a thing that happened. I will clip this.
Also, you should pop your popcorn away from your weenus.
Yes,
by the
definitely
way.
pop your prostitutes
idea.
away from your weenus or something, whatever the hell it is. Okay, well, there's that. And strangely enough, that brings us right to the bottom of the hour, which means it's your time, chat. If you have questions, comments, concerns, complaints, conspiracy theories, if you have interesting ideas about how to Tupperware your prostitute in the middle of a microwave, let us know in chat now if you have questions for us. Sorry, if you have questions for us, please put plenty of chat marks after those. If you have statements for us to consider, please put plenty of statement marks after those. And Satsu trying to cut in completely through my brain off my mental track. Yes, Satsu.
You missed a step. You have to make sure it's on unsanitary.
Unsanitary heat. Yeah, the heat that like puts slime over everything. Bleh. Okay. Let me post that to Twitter real quick while questions come in. Let's see. Tonight's interesting Mad Lib. So are you guys gaming after this?
Yes.
Is it going to be 7 days of dying?
Yeah.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah. So we
Is it a horde night?
I don't think so.
No, unfortunately. No. We'll be having a horde night probably at the beginning of our Sunday stream.
All right. Thank you, Karaman Majir.
If time.
Sorry. Thank you, Karaman Majir. Okay, that was funny. Appreciate it. Yes, it was bizarre. I wasn't know where that was going, but hey, it took us where we needed to be. Let's see. Scrolling up. Questions. Roger Reynolds. Did the English major just ask if mine was an adjective? Yeah, because I just kind of stuck in my brain for a second. I was like, is mine an adjective? I guess.
Well, I went with you. I was with you on that one. And then when Satsu explained, oh yeah, I guess that works. Yeah.
And it's possessive in a way. It describes something as yeah. So I guess. Mm-hmm. Raziel, masticating to Satanism. Well, if you're chewing to the devil, then I suppose you could be.
Chewing to the devil.
If you're having dinner while listening to Metallica, then yes. Tack Alpaca, how many U.S. states have you been to? Let's see. Been there. Well, D.C. doesn't count as a state, but I was in. Yeah, Virginia, New York. I guess. I mean, actually visited and not just like a layover in a plane or a flight or something. I think 7 total. That'd be my answer.
Not counting plane trips, I say about 9.
I mean, I didn't count layovers or something, but I mean, it's all up to you, of course. I'm like visiting a state to me is like actually having like going to the place and looking around, or at least being a tourist or something.
I could not even tell you. A lot.
Satsu?
It's 6 for me. I've been to 6 states.
Pyrus Creed. So did Herman Cain not actually die because of coronavirus? The official statement from his family, so far as I understand it, is that he did have COVID-19. So unless that's changed or they made some kind of update, that is my understanding. Let's see. And now the chat jumped again because why not? Slapper360. Have you been to another country? Yes, I have been to Canada at least once.
Yes.
Nope.
I've been to Iraq because I served in the military.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Mr. Scott, your boy Pat, why is your channel Psycho Rick and not Psycho Pat?
The reason why it's Psycho Rick is because when I first started that character right there, I only had my Yo Boy Pat channel. So Psycho Rick was basically started as like a dark alter ego where him and Yo Boy Pat would always like have like little arguments and they would disagree. So it's like since because my first name is Patrick, so basically you take like Pat from one side and then you take Rick on the other one right there. So that's what I basically did right there, So Yo Boy Pat was like the good side of me, while Psycho Rick was like the dark, like alter ego version. But since that didn't really work out right there, I just made it its own channel and I started getting into like creepypastas and like true crime.
Yeah, so Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
Prospero, it's a possessive pronoun, not an adjective.
If that's mine, that describes it. It's mine. There you.
But okay. Whatevs. It's a Mad Lib. We'll survive. Red Dirt Runner, if all white people are racist, can they still blame Trump for the KKK number increasing? If whites have to pick a side in their world, is there truly a wrong side? Oh, you mean in the world of everybody who's white is a racist? I mean, the only correct position, as far as I understand it, is like Catholicism. You have to constantly admit to your original sin, and only by confessing how wretched you are you in some incremental way better than someone who denies their internal flaw. That's about
that. Sounds miserable.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like I said, It's
Yeah.
non-magisterium Catholicism after a fashion.
And the pick your side thing is a myth. That's a trap. When they say pick your side, they mean say you're racist. Like there is no other side. You don't get to choose the alternative. You are racist, or you just won't admit you're racist. Like that's it. There is no. That's those are your only options. You are either a racist or you're oblivious and don't know you're racist. That's it.
Dark Allow says, "Did you know P Dog Mike wrote 800 subs? Yay, P Dog!
Congrats, dude.
That was his goal.
Right.
Yay! And he had his 250th morning night live this morning as well. So congratulations to P Dog. Mono Winter, lords, would you try some smoked Swiss chicken? Swiss refers to the cheese, okay, with a side of baby corn dogs and a large purple glass of Kool-Aid fruit punch.
Those are all things that I would eat, but that sounds like a weird combination.
I'm saying combined, man.
Yeah.
Somebody had to raid the fridge.
Yeah, that is like a
That's leftover night.
yeah, it's like, what have I got that I don't have to like order something or go to the store? Angela Ariaga, mine is actually a possessive pronoun, but I wasn't near the keyboard at the time. All right, I confess I am not a good. I'm a horrible linguist. Okay, English major.
Yeah, and I was thinking of which one, and mine just came, into into my mind at first, right there. So yeah.
Raziel Scribe, Stanism is not Satanism. Oh, did I misread that? I apologize. It was a reference to when Weibo read My Immortal. Okay. I remember, like, long ago, I helped read some Harry Potter fanfic or something and narrated.
That's what it is.
Is that what it is? Okay, all right. Because it struck a familiar chord, and I was like, "Is that what that was?" Okay. And then chat jumped again. Pirates Creed, Satsu, have you heard of The World Ends With You? It's getting an anime adaptation.
No, that doesn't ring a bell.
I did see that Cartoon Network is apparently doing their own anime version of Uzumaki. And I know about Uzumaki because I saw the movie years ago, and I was like, that was a creepy movie. You're going to make an anime out of it? And they showed a little clip, and I was like, that kind of looks interesting. So, just a side note. Let's see. Who's next on the list? Nothing for you here. There's only one race, the human race. What we call races are more like different breeds of dogs. That's not maybe the most politic way of putting it. But okay. Sorry?
Oh, I just looked it up. It was a Nintendo DS game that came out in 2007.
When the world ends or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Pirates Creed, I'm going to hell for asking this, but screw it. Okay, well, then I'm going to read it before I say it out loud. Okay. Oh, God.
Oh, dang.
Okay. What scares a black man? No, you know what? No. Nope. Let's see. Prospero says, nah, you're a cunning linguist, Scribe Light. I know, groan. Yes. The first time I ever heard that joke was, I think it was a GoldenEye, when like Moneypenny is telling Bond, you've always been a cunning linguist, when they're like making a joke about words he was using. I didn't understand what that meant when I was that age, but I learned real quick. Let's see. Slapper360, Scribble, you want carrots? I don't hate carrots. Usually they're with something or in something, but they also have vitamin A, which is supposedly good for eyesight, last I heard. So, Data Wasteland, Scribe Light, don't sell yourself short. You are a cunning. Yes, okay. Jesus. Everybody and their cunning linguists. Yes. And you know, it's not untrue. I'll just leave it at that. Raziel Satsu, when would you like to lose a food war? What? When would you like to lose a food war?
That sounds like a challenge.
Yeah, I guess so.
Does sound like a challenge. Who asked that? Oh.
Could you do like some kind of like live stream?
Are you
I was about to say, could you do some kind of like live stream dual cook-off where each of you have like a camera set up and you each do the same thing at the same time and see how it comes out kind of deal?
I'm sure we could. That'd be fun. I'd be opposed to it. Like cooking, not really a competitive thing for me, but I'm sure it'd be entertaining.
Yeah, you try that.
Be like YouTube Iron Chef.
Exactly. Yeah, and you know, stay at home food war. Think of it. I think it could be $1 million idea, and it is because I said.
Yeah, you know what? No, seriously, I don't think anybody has ever tried anything like that before. Like out of all the cooking channels I've seen, like most of them are like standalone. I've never seen anybody like collaborate on cooking content unless they just like you invite them over and you guys cook something together.
Set it up.
That could be a good idea.
Set it up. I'm saying it'll be great. Let's see. James Colley, did you know if it wasn't for mini blinds, it would be curtains for us all?
Stop it.
Red Dirt Runner.
I haven't heard anybody say curtains.
Sorry, go ahead. Oh, it's curtains.
No, I said I haven't heard anybody say like yeah.
I think you're on a delay, Satsu, or I'm.
No, he seems a little bit delayed.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything you can do, Satsu, but you seem a little bit out of phase with the rest of us.
Okay.
Just to let you know, because it feels like I'm stepping on top of you, but that's not intentional or anything, and I don't want you to think I was doing that like a rude person. Let's see. Red Dirt Runner, are they not afraid of pushing more people to racist more than to the anti-racist? No, they count on it. They cannot justify their self-righteousness if they don't have an enemy to fight. So they create enemies by telling people they're bad. Mm-hmm. That's how it works. This is.
Oh yeah, that is actually the desired result.
Yeah, I mean it's the same logic as witch-finders of the past. You cannot justify your position and power in society unless you find the enemy by being the enlightened person that can see it where no one else does. That's how it works. There's no different. Let's see. Ryan Rollins, Scribe Light, why have you conditioned us to play TEDx bingo even during Lords of the Night? Curse you. Why have I conditioned you? Because I can.
Because you fall for it.
No. Then fall for it. They're just very perceptive. Very perceptive people. My audience is very, very perceptive. Oh, sorry. Let's see. Prospero, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry, you're talking to somebody else. Let's see. And Red Dirt Runner again. What if that guy instead meant he was going to join the racist and showed up to the next cookout in a white hood? That would be hilarious. The writer of the article's head would explode, but she'd also probably be very happy to have a reason to be angry. Pyrus Creed, am I a bad person? I have no idea.
Yes.
Okay. That was easy. I don't know if you're a bad person, I suppose, but depending on what happens with... Oh, Satsu dropped out. Okay, I'm trying to reset. It's one of those unfortunate truths. To a certain extent, I have to be wary of what I might say on here because God knows if it'll come up in some kind of algorithm or otherwise in the future. And it's just one of those things. It's like, So there you go. Let's see. Cannibalistic Wizard, have you ever wondered what pus tastes like? No.
What?
Because I was wondering, like I said, I only see one S, so it's like I don't think he's talking about the other.
Well, now I wouldn't be a cunning linguist if I had to ask myself that question. Yeah, no, cannibalist. I've never had the thought, honestly. Never had it. I'm sure in the course of being sick or something, in like having the flu, it's possible I already know, but I've never made a conscious thought about it. Let's see. Sean Uli, does anyone know what happened to that girl who was on some black guy's channel? What's the story there? I don't know.
I think he's talking about that one redhead. I don't know. It's like he's had like 2 girls on there, like that he used to go with. One when he went to Greece. I think.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Oh, I don't even know. I don't even know any of these details.
Yeah, and then there was another one, man. She was like this redheaded cute chick, man, with like dreads, and man. I saw because I've seen her on Eugenio Cooney's channel once. I forget her name, but it's like he used to go with both of them, and I think they broke up, and I haven't seen her since.
Are you back in sync with us?
I think so.
Yes, excellent.
Yeah, and the first one, like in Greece, I think she still calls herself like Toxic Film.
Okay. Oh, I mean, I don't know anything about it. Was she like a co-host and she just never showed up again, kind of thing?
I think it was like a girlfriend.
Oh, okay. Okay. The One-Ton Hammer says Tori, she moved to Japan. Oh, okay. Okay, well, there you go. Update. Red Fawn says desensitization comes through repetition. Yeah, you know, to a certain extent, you don't think about it as much, or you get mantra'd into something. That's true too. Let's see. I don't see any other questions, so I guess we have no other questions. Oh boy!
All right. Have a good night, guys. See
Bye,
you.
guys. We started early, so I guess we'll end early. Bye. Let's see. Well, while we're waiting for any more questions that might pop up, I'll do a self-promotion. I plan on doing a TEDx tomorrow. I'm not sure what yet, and I might or might not be doing it with a tandem partner again. I've made the offer, just a matter of timing and scheduling and all that stuff. So I won't write any checks I can't cash quite yet. But the couple that I do have at hand are, you know, I don't know if anything is going to beat the insanity of the last one. But then that was a very unique creature. In that it was the most nonsensical thing I'd ever. I mean, even the worst TEDx's thus far, they make sense within the world the speaker is creating to a certain extent. That's not to say that what they say is not hypocritical or contradictory, or sometimes is just completely nonsensical in and of itself, an individual statement. But that last one, the whole thing was just off the ranch. So I don't know if we'll see its like again. Of course, if we do, I'll certainly let you know as I scream and cry into my keyboard. Pirates Creed, Scribe ever played BattleTech tabletop? I have not. I've never gotten into BattleTech. I know a lot of people, friends and otherwise, who are huge BattleTech fans. I've never quite understood the attraction myself. I don't know anything about the lore. I don't know if it's just sort of like a Warhammer sort of miniatures tabletop thing where it's just the strategy and all that's more enticing than anything else. But nope, I've never played BattleTech. You guys ever played BattleTech?
Have not.
Nope.
I know very little about it.
Yeah, I have a vague memory that I may have played a video game version of it at some point, but I think I was just like at a friend's house and I was just using it on their computer or something. Other than that, that's as much as I know. Let's see. Data Wasteland. Scribe, are you on top or live chat? I'm on live chat. I've been on live chat the whole time, so I don't know if I'm missing something. I'll switch over. Was that the implication?
What'd you miss?
I don't know. I don't know if I missed something. Let's see. Will it forward? Scribelite. Not sure I want to go through the insanity on your TEDx stuff. I am, however, planning a Civ 5 stream tomorrow at 5-ish Eastern. Well, guys, it'll be Civ 5 over on Will It Forge's channel. So go check that out. Let's see. Now, was it... I saw somebody talk about they made an update or some kind of expansion pack to... Maybe it was Civ 6. It was a Secret Societies, and I guess you could, like, create your own Cthulhu cult or something in Civilization. I thought that sounded kind of cool. Let's see. Mono Winter. Oh, Lords, would you rather sing Yub Nub, the song at the end of Star Wars Episode 6, or Return of the Jedi, to a group of Ewok cosplayers for a large barrel of bacon, or train a large fluffy dog to dance for a bust of your head? I don't want my head busted.
A bust of your head.
I like
That sounds like a threat from my mama.
Oh no, bust your head. No.
To the white.
I mean, I would probably the statuette of my head would last longer and probably be cooler in the long run. So I'd probably do the second one.
I have no opinion. Yes.
Okay. Any bacon or bust, guys?
Is it cooked bacon?
That sounds like a destination, bacon or bust.
Bacon or bust, yeah. It's like I'm going to meet Kevin Bacon no matter what. Data Wasteland says, Scribe Light, ask Satsu, so how was it?
We're going to open it and try it tomorrow. I've been waiting for Squishy to like be off and available, because whenever she comes home, she's just like, hey, you mind if I take a quick nap? And then 4 hours later, she comes dragging herself out the room like, hey. I'm just like, so.
What are you referring to in this? Because I don't.
He sent us a key lime pie.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Mr. Scott, Pat, will Scribe be on pleasing your partner's sexual fantasies?
If he's willing to come on, I'm saying I've been trying to like get like the the three ladies who I did like the interviews with, like the three fetish ladies, and see if you could like talk to them, like see what y'all could like conversation would be like.
Hey, I'm game.
Yeah, especially like with like let's see, like Kitty Quinn, like all three of them were interested in things like that, but she was really into her stuff right there, like. Oh man, the other two, they were just wild. It's like it went everywhere.
I'm cool with talking, so you got time when you got people on. Just give me a heads up, or I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, I plan on trying to like get back in touch with them like after my vacation.
Sure.
So if I get it set up again, I'll be hitting you up.
Let's see. Eric Peters, Scribbles and Ted. My only sanity to understand college girls and Star Wars. Wait, Ted is your way to understand college girls? Okay. I don't know. Slapper360, Scribe, how mushy is your brain? Currently, not that bad. During the TEDx, it was mashed potatoes. Pretty much. Citron, how violent do you think the election aftermath will be? Depends on who wins. If Biden wins, I don't think there'll be much. There will be upset people on both sides, certainly. As far as violence is concerned, if Trump wins, I don't know. Maybe I'm giving too much credit to Republicans or right-leaning people that they won't also go insane if Biden becomes president. But if past is prologue, I got a feeling.
Well, what's going to happen is there are going to be some people who are probably upset, and they'll probably be upset enough to protest. Mm-hmm. But the media is going to be like, the uprising of the Trumpsters are happening. Death and destruction is coming. Everybody arm and protect yourselves. They're going to kill you all. And they're going to protest. They're going to go home. And they're going to just blow it up like it was just this epidemic of pure evil flooding the streets. Like, I promise you. That is exactly what's going to happen.
Well, if it does go that way, it'll be similar to what we've been seeing. You'll see a lot of people who are legitimately and all, no joking aside, peacefully expressing themselves, etc. And there will be people who will take advantage of this to do terrible things, or people you either have extreme ideologues who actually employ violence because they're trying to get a political end. You'll have people taking advantage of it because they're anarchists or just want to cause trouble. You'll have people taking advantage of it just to commit crimes otherwise. And we'll see the same arguments. Oh, it was secret agitators or secret police, and everybody else was pretty good. And Antifa is not a problem, and so on and so forth. Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how they handle it, because the protesters on the left, like it was to their benefit that chaos reigned, and they're like, we're being infiltrated, but this is awesome because like the destruction and shit is still happening, but we're not the ones who have to end up doing it. So these dumbasses are getting arrested for us. I'm curious how the right the protesters, how they're going to handle that. If they're going to like step in and be like, no, we will not allow this shit to happen. Like we're going to be out here, we're going to be protesting, but you will not act a fucking fool out here. We'll see. That'd be interesting to see if they handle it any differently.
I think there is a danger because there's some folks out there who are like, we need to act like the other side does.
Yeah,
Could be a problem.
That's true.
Yep.
Go ahead.
What?
Oh, I thought Pat was going to say something. Sorry.
Oh, no.
Okay. Random American. Anyone know where a good place in South Dakota to move to is? Yeah, Kansas. No, I don't know. Every time I think of South Dakota, I think of like, I know it's not in South Dakota, but I think of like Fargo, basically. So I have no idea. I've never been to South Dakota. Anybody here been to South Dakota?
Nope.
No, there's a birthday in chat.
Is there?
It's Matt Melton's birthday.
Matt Melton.
No.
And Mr. E.
Mr. E and Matt Melton. Okay, right. So Mr. E turned 47. Matt Melton turned 45. Well,
47.
We got 3 minutes to do 2 songs. So, Monkey,
Matt
first.
It's your birthday around here, Matt. We do this. This one's for you, and a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you.
I won't be participating in this.
Happy birthday to you.
I'm sorry, you have to deal with this.
Happy birthday, dear Matt.
Matt.
If the next song is better, you should be pissed.
Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday, Matt. I hope you had a good one. And Mr. E, this one's yours. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you.
Let's see. You should be mad.
Happy birthday to you.
I mean, this is still bad, but
Happy birthday,
dear Mr. E.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. E. I hope you had a great one as well. Happy birthday, gentlemen.
Yes, happy birthday. Let's see. Ryan Rollins says, not Kansas. You mentioned Kansas and Star grows angry.
Uh-oh.
That's only when I do it.
Oh, is that some kind of inside joke I'm not aware of?
It's a monkey in the morning thing. She's from Kansas, and I occasionally make jokes.
I see. Okay. Let's see. Harvest Marvis, did you guys talk about the Boston Marathon bomber having his death sentence overturned? Yes, that was the last story we did on MSS News. Pirates Creed, why does Alyssa Milano think she should have as many, if not more, viewers as Joe Rogan? Because she's Alyssa Milano. Of course she thinks she should be more popular than some guy.
I saw that long thread that she was doing all that virtue signaling, and she just snuck it up in there, Like we live in a world where Joe Rogan has 3 times the listeners.
The best part of that is not even that. It's that she's listing off things, and she goes, first of all, and then she does a number 2, and then she says C.
Yeah, there you go.
1, 2, C. I'm not making that up.
Dude, that whole thread was just her completely losing her fucking mind.
Oh my God.
I'm just like, I've done it. It has finally happened. Alyssa Milano has lost her shit.
Yep.
I'm saying. I'm virtue signaling. I'm kowtowing, but yet y'all still don't love me.
All right. Well, on that note, in the wonderful world of Alyssa Milano, guys, we're at the top of the hour and thus the end of the show. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. All the moderators for keeping an eye on things, even though our audience is the most well-behaved in the world. Everyone who donated, thank you so much for your generosity. It'll all go towards horrible things I'll put in my body to help lubricate my brain as I'm watching TEDx's like Dr. Pepper and Jack Daniels. If you guys do not know your boy Pat, or would like to know more about Your Boy Pat, you can find links to his channels in the description as well as his Twitter, Your Boy Live and Your Boy Pat. So check him out. You got anything coming up in the near future, Pat? Do you want to plug?
I said, well, besides the 2 Psycho Rick videos that I got coming up, and I'm thinking about like my next Your Boy live stream that I'm probably going to be doing like either Monday or Wednesday. Like I said, like with the whole like delved into like the whole sexual fantasy thing. I only got halfway through it with the crew that I was talking with today, so I know I'm going to definitely have to do a part 2 on that. So it'll be coming up very soon.
All righty. And remember, guys, over on 2 Cents Plus, after this, you can find Monkey and Satsu playing 7 Days to Die and fighting zombies, as usual. And tomorrow night, as usual, will be on Monkey's channel at the usual time, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. But with all of that, chat, thank you for joining us again. Monkey, Satsu, thank you for joining me as always.
Mm-hmm.
Pat, thank you for coming on and visiting with us.
No problem.
Everyone, your lives make us sad, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
And per tradition, taking out my copy of Screw the Roses, Send Me the Thorns, the romance and sexual sorcery of sadomasochism. And today's secret word is accurate.
Description.
No, just the word accurate.
Accurate.
So there you go. It's a vocabulary word that'll make you a more cunning linguist.